Hey everyone, this is John, and this is Bourbon Frenzy. This is episode 1. This is our new YouTube channel all about bourbon and our quest to find the bourbon that will rule them all. So we're looking for the best bourbons that are out there and all about the bourbon culture. So that's basically what this show is about. We'll have a lot of bourbon reviews. We'll have bourbon news. We may take field trips. I get that from being a teacher. We may take trips to different bourbon distilleries, talk to distillers and so forth, and bring that to you. Also, hope to have a lot of guests on here, do some live streams. So everything we can to bring it to you. I don't want this to be just a show where we just do bourbon reviews all the time, though. So we will bring other stuff, like we may pair up movies with certain bourbons, or we may talk about grilling out and what bourbons go with those foods. So there's so much more with this show that we're bringing to you, Bourbon Frenzy, than just, your typical, here's our bourbon, this is what I think, you should go buy or not buy, and so forth. So with all that, let's get started. Today we're going to talk about Kentucky Owl Confiscated. Kentucky Owl is 96.4 proof. It is 48.2% alcohol per volume, and it was bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky. We don't know a lot about this bourbon. We know some, but we do know that it's sourced from several different undisclosed distilleries, and we don't know really who those distilleries are yet. We do know that Kentucky Owl is doing their own thing. They're starting that. But so we don't know a lot about it just yet. But Confiscated, great bourbon. Let's get into it. What else was I going? Oh, there's an interesting story behind this as well, too. The guy who leads Kentucky Owl, his name is Dixon Dedman, and his great-great-grandfather had the first Kentucky Owl distillery. And then due to Prohibition, they came in, they took all of his barrels, destroyed them, and so forth. So Dixon, what he's done is he's created Confiscated in honor of his great-great-grandfather's distillery and those barrels that they lost. So that's what we're going to get into with this. So let's go ahead and pop that cork. Love that sound. It's a sound of happiness. So let's give it a pour. Don't like losing any of the drops there. All right, so on the nose, let's give it a smell. I'm getting banana bread, maybe. Yeah, strong banana bread. Maybe some apples. Not your Granny Smith apples, your red apples. And maybe a little bit of cinnamon on that. So that's pretty interesting. I really like the banana bread smell. It's quite different. All right, so let's give it a taste. I'm getting some, I tell you, the bourbon is coming out and it just hits you as soon as you take a drink. There is a little bit of alcohol burn. Not bad. I like that, but some people don't. But there is, and then there's this rush of flavor. I'm definitely getting some toffee. Maybe a little caramel or caramel, however you say it. Some citrus flavors. Maybe a little orange. Yep. Definitely an orange taste. And of course, going back to the nose, I also taste right at the end, I taste just a little tad of cinnamon. All right, so I'm telling you that the flavors in this is just boom right at you, and I really like that a lot. Let's talk about the finish. Let me take it one more time to make sure that I'm telling you right. Finish is long. It stays with you. There's a tad bit of a burn, but very mild. But it stays with you the whole time, even after you let up on the drink. Still have that toffee citrus taste, but then it goes over to maybe, it's got like a spicy burn to it, maybe like a little bit of cayenne or something like that. And I'm still getting those fruit notes, but it's not citrusy. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of grape. A little bit of grape. So there's that. I know a lot of people like to look at it and say, yes, it does have legs. I don't really base a lot on that, but some people do. This bourbon is excellent. It's maybe one of my favorites that's out right now. It does have a hefty price tag. It's $125 a bottle. I'm starting to see it out here in central Kentucky, but we weren't for a while. Matter of fact, the first bottle I got was in, no, it was here in Kentucky, but it was in a different county than where I'm at. But they had one bottle, and I grabbed it and didn't even look at the price, just grabbed it because I wanted to try it. Kentucky Owl has a lot of different things. They have the bourbons, and then they also have a rye as well. So $125. If you feel like you want to spend that on a bottle of bourbon, I would strongly encourage you to buy this bottle. I was in Lexington yesterday, and I'd already had a bottle, but I like it so much that I went to a liquor barn, and I walked in, and there was like 8 bottles up on the counter. So I went ahead and took 2 so I'd have extra in case I can't find it. Or, as we all know, the prices and how they keep going up. $125 may be cheap. They may eventually go up even further. So that's the review of Kentucky Owl Confiscated. Short and sweet. If you would like to find us on the internet, we have a website. It is bourbonfrenzy.blog. Bourbon Frenzy, FRENZY.blog. Also, we're on Instagram at Bourbon Frenzy, and we're working on a Facebook, and we're also, of course, here on YouTube. So that's our show for today. We'll be back with another review. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to hear what you think. And until next time, this is John with Bourbon Frenzy. Cheers, everybody.